The following is an archived interview originally conducted by Julius Chatton. This interview was aired on KFCF 88.1FM, Free Speech Radio for Central California. For more details, please visit kfcf.org.
My introduction to the Central California salsa community, it took place in July of 2010. A group of friends and I used to frequent the River Park salsa nights hosted by Starline Salsa. And every time I would go, I'd take photographs, So as I began to post my photos on Facebook, the promoter of Starline, he took notice of my work. Shortly after that, in the fall of 2010, I began to do periodical freelance photography out of the Starline Salsa nightclub, as well as the defunct Acapulco's on Blackstone. So little did I know that this business endeavor would ultimately lead me to becoming completely immersed in the salsa culture. I've now realized that I'm extremely passionate about an activity that I had absolutely no intention of pursuing before I started working alongside the salsa circuit. So I guess my first question for our first guest is, exactly how did you develop an interest in salsa? Was it as, coincidental as my introduction?
Well, it started like 2 years ago. I actually just started watching local dance teams, and I just loved it. I just said to myself, I have to do this. I have to try it out. It was really cool. And actually, my partner, he's like a friend from when we were kids, and we grew up together. He got me into salsa. He just said, he suggested, let's try it. I need a partner, and I just started dancing I didn't know anything. And it was just really fun, and I just wanted to try it out.
Awesome. Well, I've seen you dance. I've had the pleasure of dancing with you as well one time. It's very intimidating because you're very good. But, I can't really believe, that you've had no formal training. And, actually what I'm realizing is that the average person who isn't, of Latin descent or affiliated with the Latin culture, they seem to be pretty far removed from salsa music and the overall art of salsa dancing. Now, it's you and I both know that salsa is an activity which is enjoyed, in various cultures all over the world.
Yeah.
But do you find that people assume salsa is an activity that's just, limited to the Latin culture?
Well, sometimes people do just associate it with just Latin people, but it's really not. All kinds of people. Salsa is actually the number one international dance. Everyone dances it all over the world, in Europe and Asia and everywhere. But yeah, people do associate it like that. Especially they say they refer to it the Mexican dance, and it's kind of not really. It's not actually from Mexico, but yeah, people do.
Wow. So what were your impressions of your family's impressions, your friends, when they saw your salsa skills and they knew that you had no formal training?
They were impressed. They loved it. They love watching me dance whenever I have shows and just social dancing. They love to go and they support me, especially my mom. She's always there. She wants to learn, and she's just always supporting me. They're impressed. They're always talking about how great I am and how proud they are of me because I've accomplished this without knowing anything when I started.
I mean, I'm impressed, just as an average viewer, no skills whatsoever. I'm very impressed every time I see you. Tell us a little bit about the group that you belong with.
Okay, well, we are called Prodigy Salsa Dance Company. We're from here, Fresno. We started 3 years ago. It was created by Idalia Reveles. She's been a salsa dancer since 5 years ago. She started in Fresno State, and then she created her own team. And we started at the bottom too. We were performing at the least. Visited places, and we started growing from then. We just won the U.S. Salsa Open in San Francisco.
Wow.
And yeah, we're still growing, and we're becoming more popular in other cities like San Francisco and San Jose, and we're just getting bigger and bigger.
Wow. Yes. So what are some of the other people who belong to your team? How many team members do you have?
we have we have the training and the performing team, and in the training we have like 30 people, and in the performing team we only have like 15, which is like 5-6 couples. But yeah, we keep growing. Every time we have an audition, we get more and more members that want to join, and yeah, it's getting bigger.
Well, you know, part of this whole thing is just learning all the different types of dances. I mean, when you go to a salsa club, you think, oh, okay, well, salsa, let's just check out to see, you know, how this goes. But actually, there's a number of different dances. There's bachata, cumbia, merengue. So, you know, you're pretty good in all of them, I should say. And so, how long basically did it take you to get to your skill level?
Well, when I joined Prodigy, I just learned combinations and stuff from salsa. Like, that was the main thing because we're a salsa team. But like most of it was just performing wise. I didn't really know anything socially until I just started getting out there, and I just followed. I would mess up all the time, but that's the only way I learned. I never took any classes to social dancing. It was just all performing wise, and I just improvised every time I was in the dance floor, and that's how I learned. It took me a long time, but I really wanted to learn, and that's how I got there.
Do you feel as though the friends you've made in the salsa community have become somewhat of a second family? I mean, when I go to, let's say, Starline, for example, I know everybody there, you know, and everybody's so warm and inviting, you know, you eventually get to know everybody. Do you feel like, you know, they're pretty much a second family now?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's been such a great friendship that you develop there. It's not just a dance team. It's more like a family, especially in Prodigy. We're all like brothers and sisters, and we have this thing where, because I'm actually the youngest member of the team, and I'm always joking around with the instructors. They say that they're my salsa parents, and we have our little family. Yeah, it's pretty nice. We always get together outside of practices. We're always hanging out, just having, you know, sleepovers and stuff like that. So we're definitely a family. And socially, yeah, everyone knows me, and it's really nice to get there and just have a good time with everyone, just being friendly, and it's definitely a family.
Awesome, awesome. So for a person like, you know, who has, you know, very limited amounts of knowledge of the salsa community, Dr. Kennedy, for instance, if Dr. Kennedy were to come out and just decide, you know, I want to do this, I'm going to commit to learning salsa, I'm going to do cartwheels the whole night. We got to get you, because I'm serious. I mean, you know, I have been trying to drag Dr. Kennedy out there for the longest, and she just will not go. I don't know, what is that about, Dr. Kennedy?
I'm not going to do cartwheels. Anything else but cartwheels.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but I have seen some serious deep dips. As a matter of fact, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I actually dropped someone on the floor the last time I was out dancing.
Oh, and you want me to go out and do this with you? Thank you. Now you know why I don't want to go out.
We'll get some of the stronger men to dip you, okay? But you know, I mean, I think it's a really great thing. I had absolutely no interest, no knowledge of it, but I started going to their salsa events out there. I guess my question is, what would be the basic, you know, things that a person would learn? You know, just the rhythm. Is it difficult to get down the rhythm?
It is difficult because it involves a lot of combinations, and they usually have like spins and stuff. But if you really want to, you'll learn, and the rhythm just comes like once you get the basic steps of it, then the rest comes. You know, at first you're not going to be stiff, and you're not going to be so like smiling and enjoying yourself a lot because you're concentrating on like getting the steps right. But once you practice it and just get out there, everything's just gonna come naturally.
Awesome.
So it can be a little bit hard, but
yeah. Well, you know,
fun.
And I think it also builds confidence. You know, I can imagine. So, you know, just being, well, if I was as good as you, I'd be pretty confident myself. I did some research here online, as I always do for the show, and it was interesting to see this here. Scientific research has proven to us that the presence of art is often integral to the development of young people. A 2008 article written by Christina Peely entitled "The Effects of Art on the Brain of an Underprivileged Child" states, Through dance, a child will not only form rhythmic skills by listening to the music and moving to it, but the child can adopt a sense of control and autonomy by controlling their bodies so that their movements match the beat of the music. This discipline can foster self-management and impulse control. Now, considering these findings, do you think that it would be, an advantage to incorporating dance classes into the average public school curriculum? Because they didn't have that when I was there.
I think they should. I think dancing is just like a sport, and it does. You learn stuff, not just like steps, but you also, like you said, you gain confidence. It is a great workout. And you do learn about dancing, and with this rhythm salsa, like, you learn from the history, and, you just don't associate it with the Latin dance. You learn more from the background. So I think it's pretty interesting, and yeah, I do believe, I would love, like, when I went to high school, I would have loved to have a salsa or any type of dancing. Yeah. But, yeah, I do think it's it should be added to high school. And like I said, it's a good workout. Some kids don't like sports. Some girls like me, I suck at sports. They are not for me. So that's why I decided to do dancing as well, because I feel like it's sport and it keeps me in shape, and I just like the workout that I get from it.
Absolutely. Well, it's definitely a sport. I mean, definite exercise. I remember a time when I couldn't even get through a whole song doing salsa, and now I can do maybe 2 or 3 songs, so it's definitely a workout. Thank you so much for calling in with us this evening. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Thank you for listening to this archived interview originally broadcast on KFCF 88.1 FM. For more information on free speech radio in Central California, visit kfcf.org. This has been a Julius Chatton production.